Before you scroll away, I want you to look at these videos. 4 videos. 4 moments. Which one of them do you think is fake? If you picked A, you're wrong. If you picked B, you're wrong. C, wrong. D, also wrong. Because every single one is true. And there's a reason people rushed to call it a lie. This is about Juliet Chris, a quiet Canadian woman who prayed for a child. She asked God for one little heartbeat to hold. But God, in his strange, beautiful way, answered with 3. 3 boys, triplets. When she announced her pregnancy, a lot of people didn't celebrate. Some said the bump was fake. Some said she was chasing attention. Some said it was a stunt. The noise came faster than the congratulations. Have you ever been excited about something and heard somebody ask, "Are you sure?" You feel it immediately, like the air leaves the room. You start explaining yourself in small pieces. You try to make people comfortable with your wonder. That's what happened to Juliet. Instead of joy, strangers handed her suspicion. Instead of congratulations, she got whispers, fake bump, publicity stunt, attention-seeking. Imagine the loneliness of that. Imagine the evenings she lay awake, palms on her belly, wondering if the world would ever let her have this quiet, holy thing without doubt. But the truth was smaller and braver than the noise. She had prayed for one baby. She wrote that prayer with trembling hope. She imagined one pair of tiny fingers wrapped around hers, one small yawn, one first cry. That was her quiet request. That was her honest longing. And God gave her 3, not as a headline, not as a spectacle, as a blessing, unexpected, overwhelming, sublime. Think about that for a moment. Sometimes we ask for one miracle and receive a chorus. Sometimes our cup is overfilled in ways we never saw coming. And people who don't know the heart behind the story, will always try to explain it away. Why do we doubt what we can't easily explain? Because it challenges what we expect. It makes us uncomfortable. A miracle unsettles the small things we tell ourselves about how the world should work. For Juliet, the miracle was a private, trembling yes. For some others, it was a rumor worth tearing apart. That tension between wonder and cynicism is the exact place where faith either grows quiet or grows loud. If you are listening and you've been mocked for something beautiful in your life, a dream, a pregnancy, a second chance, a new start, I see you. Maybe you were told you couldn't be a parent. Maybe you were told your dream was too big or too much or not real. Maybe you prayed for one thing and life handed you something bigger than your map. Your chest might feel heavy with the weight of other people's doubt, but that weight does not measure your blessing. If you're expecting, by choice or by a secret longing, take a breath and repeat after me. Say these words slowly, like a promise. Lord, you see the secret wish in my heart. You hear the prayers I've whispered in the dark. Bless this life, the one I carry now and the ones I dream of carrying. Give strength to my body, peace to my mind, and courage to my soul. Where there is doubt from others, surround me with your quiet. Yes. Where there is fear, place hope. Let my child, and every child and held in waiting, be welcomed, cherished, and loved. Now a deeper prayer for those who've been told no for so long. God of possibility, mend the places that were broken by the world's words. Turn the sting of disbelief into fuel for hope. Give us mothers and fathers who refuse to be shamed out of joy. Let the sound of new life drown out the gossip. If it is your will, answer our secret prayers and bless us with the fruit of the womb. Amen. Juliet's boys are a sign. The world may doubt, but blessings arrive anyway. May every woman listening who aches for a child hold on to the truth. What God gives is real, even if the world says otherwise. May your miracle refuse to be small. I want to hear you. What was your pregnancy journey like? Or if you're still waiting, what does your heart sound like when you pray? Share one small moment in the comments. One thing that made you weep with gratitude, or one thing that made you tremble with hope. If you're not a hater, drop a congratulations below for Juliet. Let kindness be louder than doubt. If this touched you, tap like. If you know someone who needs to hear that prayers can turn into more than they ask for, send this to them. And if you're here for the long road, subscribe. We'll keep finding these stories, these quiet miracles. Sometimes the world will try to tell you your joy is false. Sometimes the loudest voices around you will be the harshest. But remember, a miracle's truth does not need the assent of strangers. It only needs the opening of a heart. Juliet asked for a single heartbeat. She got 3. The world called it fake. God called it mercy.